Good morning, good day, sanibonani, ninjani. My name is Umpumelelo Kamshengu Shabalala Luchaku Tungalamavusa, and I'm also known as Ufana Wakamshengu. So today I just want to speak about the best five university degrees one can do in South Africa, and this is based on the factors evolving around employment in South Africa. As we know, we have an issue of high unemployment rates in the country, especially towards the youth. So at number five, I would have a bachelor's of social science or bachelor's of arts and education. I'd want to put them under one thing because one thing is that at the end it's more of a teaching. So I'd just say education at number five. Reason being, even though provinces like KZN, Eastern Cape, they hardly have intake or teacher that much compared to other provinces like Mpumalanga, Limpopo, and obviously Joburg. They always taking in new teachers, so you'd find that a lot of people are finding employment in the education sectors in these provinces. Other than that, like myself, you can work in China, like other peers. You can work in South Korea, you can work in Japan as a teacher, you can also work in Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and so on. So this degree, especially if you majored in education or if you do a BSc and you do Bachelor's of Arts and then you do PGCE, which makes you a qualified teacher in South Africa, and this automatically gives you better chance to getting employment even outside of South Africa. Some Abanye, they work in Australia and New Zealand. I know they also want teachers there, and some South African teachers also go there to get better money and so on. So at number five, I would highly recommend education because chances are you're not going to sit more than 2 years at home without finding a job. If you can't find it in South Africa, you can just hit the plane, go to another continent, and you will find it. At number four, I would say LLB, which is law. Back in university, I used to be a residence assistant, so working under housing, and I used to look after students who were specifically doing LLB and nursing at most. So even looking at today, all those students today, most of them, I see them, they're working obviously on social media. They're all lawyers. Some of them, you see them taking those famous pictures at the high courts and whatever those things are that they are getting in or admitted attorneys and so on. So, but what I notice is that most students who are doing LLB are finding jobs and are making a good living with the LLB. So chances are, and another factor is that when it comes to law is involved in everything. There's law in accidents, cars, there's law in working environments, there's environmental law, there is maritime law, there is health law, there's law in everything you do. So there will always be a demand of lawyers in South Africa and across the world, and also crime. So you need lawyers to bail you out. So law is at number four, and it has a high demand when it comes to opportunities. Even if you don't find a job in one of the firms, it's much easier to start a law firm by yourself, whether you embark on property law and so on. So law is highly recommended in South Africa if you want to find a job at the end of the day. And then at number three, we'd have the obvious one. I'm going to engineering, to be an electrical engineer. You're going to find a job even though Bahlulo ESCOM. So you're going to get a job when it comes to engineering. It's much better than other things like bachelors of social science and anthropology, all these things that are standing alone, that you have no theology. All those things. It's quite a waste of time and waste of money, honestly speaking. And at number two, we're going to have accounting. Chartered accounting, there's a lot of opportunities and there's a lot of demands in almost every sector. They need an accountant, they need someone in the finance department. So those are the opportunities where you're going to get a lot of jobs in South Africa. And at number one, even though there are challenges here and there, but you have doctors in medicine. So it's rare that you find doctors who can stay over 3 years without finding a job. So don't blame other things. Doctors get money, they make money, and they can get a job. It's just that some of them are picky. They don't want to go to these rural hospitals and so on. But there is always job opportunities when it comes to doctors in South Africa. And obviously, this is just my list, the top 5 from the top of my head. And there is also probably some that I could squeeze in, such as IT and also agriculture, but then that's a story for another day. These are just like the basic top 5. That's are just, I always highly recommend students when they ask me about their career paths and looking at their matric results and how I could guide them. Obviously, looking at their character and them knowing themselves what do they want to do, then I would just always recommend these ones. So thank you for watching. Do remember to like, subscribe, and comment if you want to know anything. Thank you so much. Take care.